How long you been married?
We've been married since '92. So what is that, 32 years?
How? Like for for the
We
masses.
want to be. You got to want it. I don't want nobody to have my woman. She mine. I'm hers.
What's the word that we just had somebody on? The relationship has to have staying power. Certain things in the culture has never changed. It's just all about how you are locked in with your partner. You don't stay with a person for as long as you've been with your person and can honestly say, man, every single day I wake up and it's just doves flying.
But who in your life is it like that with? You don't like your mama every day. Some days she get on your nerves. Some day you know your brother. Every day ain't gonna be roses.
Yeah.
You can't expect that from your spouse. It's all about, are y'all a family or not? You know, you gotta be willing to give. And as a person that you wanna give to, your time, effort, and love.
Right.
So the main thing he said here was that we need to make sure that this guy really wants you, right? This guy is really down for you and he wants the relationship. I've done a couple of different videos on Cam Newton, and in this interview, he kind of seems like he's just like, how do you even do that? Like, what? And it kind of goes back to what I originally said about him, that he has a very pimp mentality. His mentality is that women are things. Women are there for the purpose of, you know what I'm saying, right? He doesn't look at women as though it's a relationship, it's a partnership, none of that, right? So when Ice Cube sits down to have this conversation with him, he is totally mind boggled. He is totally against himself. He's like, I can't understand how you can even do this. Yeah, it's supposed to be a partnership and, you know, culture and all this stuff. Well, he's part of that culture. He is part of that culture that has kind of said that, you know, women are there for the male enjoyment, right? And so we really need to take some heed to that. Like, bro, get it together, figure it out. Like, what side are you on? Because then I'm confused. I'm like, I thought what? But then he did make the whole statement about still looking for his wife. So I think himself, he just needs to understand, like I said in my last video, that a lot of people had something to say about. You know, I feel like there was a time at one point where, you know, all that pimp stuff was cool, right? Before we really knew what that actually meant, right? What that meant for families, what that meant for relationships, what that meant for our own mental health stability in our families, right? Before we really understood what was really going on, right? We thought that's what you do. That's, you know, you play games. And then we realized, actually, that's very toxic. That comes from toxic behavior. And what actually happens to our children if they're raised in that type of environment, right? And then also, too, we start to see a lot of the, you know, players and pimps and things to that effect. They start to have their own mental health issues, right? Whenever you treat a person like a thing and not like a human being, then you start to yourself have your own mental health issues. There's no way you can do that and then not have a conscience about it, not have any type of guilt about it, right? There's a lot of different things that go along with that really then goes back to mental health. And that's why I wanted to say something about that particular video, but I love what Ice Cube was saying in this video. I think he's absolutely right. Once again, ladies, if your man really truthfully wants you, he's not going to let you go.